The GoPro HD Hero is my personal favourite action camera. It's rugged and waterproof, it's easy to use, and the video it captures looks terrific. However, having to hit the record button before you start your activity can result in a lot of wasted footage that you don't actually need, as well as wasted battery life. To address the issue, GoPro have come up with this. Welcome to Ifty's Tech Corner, where today we're looking at the GoPro Remote Control Unit. Previously, with the Hero 2, we were presented with a Wi-Fi backpack to use alongside the remote control unit. By attaching the Wi-Fi backpack to the rear of a Hero 2 camera, we in effect gave it Wi-Fi connectivity for the remote to actually connect to. With the new generation of GoPro cameras, whether it's the white, silver or this black edition I have here, if the camera wasn't compact enough as it was, we now have Wi-Fi built into the actual unit with a Wi-Fi on-off button on the side here. The Wi-Fi remote itself is a little black plastic module measuring around 2.5 inches wide by 1.4 inches tall and around 0.75 inches deep, and connects wirelessly to the Hero 3 or the Wi-Fi backpack to assume total control of the connected GoPro camera. The face of the unit features these two rubberized buttons that mirror the functions of the GoPro camera's shutter and mode or power buttons. So once connected to the camera, you should be able to power the camera on and off and choose between the various shooting modes, head into the camera's menu to adjust the various settings of those modes, and start and stop recording video or capturing still photos. Basically, you can control every aspect of the camera without even touching it. Better still, you can control up to 50, yes that's 50, GoPro cameras with this one single remote. The buttons themselves are nice and large and very easy to control, even with heavily gloved hands. On top of these rubber buttons is a monochrome LCD that is identical to the one on the front of the GoPro camera and mirrors the data displayed there. The Wi-Fi remote's sealed construction makes it waterproof down to 10 feet of submersion. A pair of slots on the back of the device accommodate a wrist strap, which isn't included with the remote anymore as standard. Users can also dangle the remote from a keyring light attachment located at this end of the device. Now that attachment ring can be removed with the flick of a release switch located on the unit's back and a tug. In its place, a proprietary charging cable can be attached and plugged into any powered USB port to recharge the remote's internal battery. The actual battery life of the remote isn't great overall, but should be enough to power the GoPro throughout the camera's standard battery life anyway. Now as we can see, I'm using a Hero 3 Black Edition camera here, and what we need to do to begin with is make sure the GoPro is actually updated to the latest firmware, which you can do via the Cineform software or through the GoPro website. We then need to go through to the wireless settings, so the wireless configuration menu in the actual camera itself. We enter the wireless configuration manual, press the shutter button again to enter the menus, and we have several menus here. We can either select to connect to the remote control unit, to the GoPro app, or we can cancel to get out of the menu. So I'm going to go to the actual remote control menu here, and we can select either a current or a new remote control. So I'm going to go to new, select the shutter button, and we can see there the Wi-Fi is switched on. We've got the blue indicator flashing nicely there, and it's actually looking for the remote. So let's switch over to the remote now. Just going to press the button on the remote to actually switch it on. So there we go, the remote is now switched on. Gives us the battery status, and we can see they're pairing up just there, and there we go. So the remote is now paired to the actual camera itself, and we can see on the remote we've got an option whether we want to connect another GoPro camera to the actual remote or not. So I'm going to go down to no because I haven't got any other units with me at the moment, and hit the shutter button on the actual remote control, and there we go. So they are now paired up, and as we can see I can go through the menu options on both just by using the actual remote itself. When cycling through the menus, you can see that there's some slight lag, but it's not the same kind of lag we'd receive when using the GoPro smartphone app, which is several seconds. It's not a major issue, but just something to be aware of. Now, as the system uses Wi-Fi, the range itself is really quite good, even with the camera in its waterproof housing. In the end, I didn't do a full test of the effective distance, because obviously the range will be affected by the environment you're in at the same time. It's fair to say though that it's got a very long range, and it's rated by GoPro at 600 feet, well, that's 180 meters. As I said, I've not tested that myself, but for most people, range will not be an issue whatsoever. Using the remote has several advantages, such as ease of use and convenience. The main advantage for me though is that with the remote you can easily start and stop filming, so that you'll end up with clips of just the highlights straight out of the camera. This also cuts down on editing. This isn't just convenient, but it saves precious battery life on the camera itself, since you won't be recording lots of needless, boring footage for those few minutes that you actually need. If your camera is in an inaccessible place, say on the outside of a car or aircraft for example, you won't have to record the irrelevant stuff in one long, non-controllable clip. Now, the remote itself is a decent bit of kit and it works really well. It really does boost the functionality of one of the best sports cameras on the market, and it opens up a world of creativity mounting the rugged HD camera in previously inconvenient places. Imagine stuffing one of these cameras in your car's wheel well, for example, to watch the suspension components work under load, and still being able to stop and start recording while you're inside the actual car itself. The question is, should you buy one of these if you don't already have one, but do have Wi-Fi connectivity within the actual camera? Personally, I'd say no. If it comes with the camera itself, such as with this black edition here, then it's a great accessory to use. If it doesn't, you're probably better off using the GoPro smartphone app, since it will allow your mobile device to do everything that the Wi-Fi remote can do, plus more, including adding the option to preview and play back footage saved on one or more GoPro cameras, and to live stream to the app in order to line up your shot before you actually record, and so on. Stay tuned for my GoPro app review coming soon before you decide on which option suits you best. Feel free to leave a comment below. Keep an eye on this channel for more GoPro videos, backpack reviews, editing tips and tutorials, all coming very soon. Please feel free to like this video, it really does help me out. Don't forget to subscribe though, as you'll automatically be entered into my 2013 monthly giveaway. Click the logo above for more details. See you soon on IFTY's Tech Corner.